Manuel Ugarte, Mark Ogden, signing for Manchester United. Tell us more.
So this one's it's probably been done, 95% done for the last 2 days, but United had to get Scott McTominay out of the door to Napoli before they could do Ugarte. So McTominay to Napoli was completed about 2 hours ago. That freed up the money for United to complete a deal for Ugarte. They had the money, but it was obviously part of PSR rules. They had to make sure everything balanced. So United have got Ugarte from PSG. He's only been there a year, but he's a proper defensive midfielder. He's a young defensive midfielder, tenacity, box to box in terms of he can cover the ground, and I think is what United haven't had for a long time. They've had McTominay who can cover the ground, but he's not quite got the football nous that Ugarte's got. So this is a really big signing for United because they've really lacked somebody to kind of anchor the midfield, play in front of the defence, be a partner for Kobbie Mainoo, phases Casemiro out of the team, I guess. So this is a big deal for United, but because it's happened so late on deadline day, he won't be eligible for the squad for the weekend against Liverpool. So it's going to be after the international break when he makes his debut for United.
And where's Jadon Sancho going to be this coming season, Mark?
What are we on now? 10 minutes to go. United and Chelsea have agreed a loan deal, so it's about getting that over the line. We've got 10 minutes to go, and I'm just looking at the clock thinking maybe, maybe not. But United and Chelsea have agreed a loan with an obligation to buy. Now, I just cannot get my head around this deal. It's a brilliant deal for Man United. They've got Jadon Sancho off the books, a player that has clearly got no future under Ten Hag, but listen, maybe the guys can I'm sure Craig got an opinion on it. Why did Chelsea need another forward? Let one go, Raheem Sterling. But why do they need the ninth forward? A guy that never plays, hasn't kicked on at Man United for 3 years. It's the strangest deal of the window for me, this, if it gets done, which he probably will do.
Would it be so strange?
Yeah. Another one that they heard he was available and thought, yeah, we could do. We're lacking numbers. It's like, I tell you what we'll do. And I go back to, so they signed Pedro Neto, they signed João Felix. Dewsbury Hall's going to be a bit part player by the looks of it. And then all the rest of them. To give them a credit, they were really good against Wolves, and João Felix came off the bench and scored a very good goal. Right, they were excellent. However, they had a good blueprint over the last few years of the inconsistencies of João Felix, from his time at Atletico Madrid, from his time at Barcelona, and dare I say it, on their own doorstep from his loan spell at Chelsea. So they went out there and they've spent quite a lot of money on a very inconsistent player who was once deemed to be a superstar. Now it looks like if they get this deal through with a few minutes to go, they're just bringing in another player in a position where they've got plenty of players for, and guess what? Another inconsistent player. Very inconsistent. He had a little spell on loan at Borussia Dortmund last year when they got to the Champions League final, when he did okay, to be fair to him. But is there anybody, and maybe the guys disagree, is there anybody thinks that Jadon Sancho is going to go to Chelsea and all of a sudden become this young man that was actually looking very good at Borussia Dortmund? It just doesn't make sense, particularly bringing these players in when your key position, and I don't want to go over old ground here, I'm not going to mention his name, but when the key position that they had to fill this year really was the striking position.
Go on, just say it.
Go on, say it.
Just say it.
Go on, mention it.
Nico Jackson.
I feel as though Jan Aage Fjortoft may disagree with some of what Craig was saying there about Jadon Sancho.
I would some time ago, because I followed this player very closely when he was at Dortmund. I saw him nearly every game when he played with Haaland. They were fantastic together. But I'm with Craig with this one. I have no clue what's going on. The thing is that sometimes when Arsenal's doing Sterling, you think that they have a process and they decide to do it. But when you look at Chelsea at the moment, you try to be the devil's advocate. You have to have a look. Maybe they're thinking so-and-so. What's the philosophy? Yeah, maybe they do this. But it's actually impossible to understand the strategy of Chelsea Football Club. It's like we were sitting here and thinking, what could they do now to make us even more confused? Yeah, let's take another forward, another winger, who is exactly the same as we have. Let's not go for a striker. Let's get him. I mean, maybe sometimes in the future there will be a book telling us that there was something business going on, that they had to do this, and Manchester United and Chelsea had to agree on this, and this was for the longer good. What do I know? But yes, okay, I love Sancho, and he was one of my favorite players, but I can't see any strategy behind this.